So alright boys, I'm just going to be explaining something very brief here. We know that gold, right now we're in the Asian session, okay? So there isn't that much of volatility in the markets right now. But so you guys can be updated, you can go to the low time frame. Let's go to the H1, because the H4 may not give us a clear indication. So go to the H1, and you see that price is actually in the consolidation stuff. This is the Asian session, okay? So the London is actually going to open up very soon, and we shall see some bit of movement in the markets perhaps. But just so you know, let me just remove the London. Let me first remove the London session so that we have only the Asian session. Okay. So we see that whenever price went underneath, we want to see levels, okay? We see that whenever price went above this level over here, we had buys, okay? We had strong bullish momentum after price broke to this swing high, okay? So anything above that level is good for buys. That's a first signal, okay? And then what do you want to notice? You want to see areas of resistance in the market. So you see that the first another area of resistance in the market that we may have is around let me just copy this. I'll just copy, just clone. Okay, so you see that we also here above we have another area of resistance, okay? So anything above that level is good for buys. It's an indication that price is going to become what? Bearish, okay? Because we have seen that price has been failing to break that zone for some good time. So you see that price came here for the first time, and we had this massive sell-off from around there, okay? So after that area, we also had another massive sell-off of over here. So you guys can observe, we also had price come and make a very strong bearish move. This was another strong bearish move in the market, okay? So once price broke above that level, we had the first indication that price is what? Is ready to turn more bullish, okay? So given that information, I don't see any reason why you should sell gold right now. Like, it makes no sense for me to start taking strong entries for sales, okay, on gold, because it makes no sense for me to take sales on gold. All I have to do right now is to simply wait for price. Now this is where most of you guys find the issue. The issue is patience. You guys don't want to be patient most of the time. That's why you end up being knocked out. But once you learn the patience part, everything else falls into place. But we see that price gave you the first indication that above this level, there are buyers situated above that level, and they are willing to push price at least up to above that area there, okay? So if I'm to take buys again, I'll have to wait for price to come above this level once more again, and then I'll be taking my buys up to where we saw the first reaction in the market. So yeah, that's it for gold. I won't say much because I see that currently price is in a bit of a consolidation. And also, now this is for the people who want to be taking random entries everywhere, okay? I'll give you some clues, okay? So we see that underneath this level, this was another small area of support. I won't call it small because it's really an area of support anyways. But let me just trend lines, and then I'll just go to horizontal array, okay? So if you guys could observe underneath this level over here, this was another strong level of support in the market, okay? We saw that so this is an area of support in the markets. If price goes underneath that level, we shall be looking for sales. As simple as that. If price goes underneath that level, we are looking for sales, because we have seen that that is an area of support, and price was able to push even higher above that level. So if price goes underneath, we shall be looking for entries for sales. But so far on gold, I don't see much. I don't really see that much on gold, because as I've told you, I'm waiting for price to come above this level, so I can even put a notification, okay? I can put a notification at this level that if price comes above this level once more again, so if price comes above this level for 4349. Okay, I'll add an alert. Yeah, add alert at 4349, so that if price comes above that level, I'll be willing to take my entries for buys. Okay, so it's a waiting game actually, and most of you guys fail, most of us will fail at it, but it's really a waiting game, and all you have to do is just to simply wait and then wait for the setup to come. Okay, that's for gold. Now let me go to another pair which is active right now. Sorry, let me just go back a bit. Okay, sure, shall go to let me go to USD/JPY. So USD/JPY, it's been a bit. This is Ethereum. Sorry, I wanted USD/JPY. Actually, USD is actually more better because I'm looking for entries for this coming London session. Okay, so for USD/JPY, we see that price actually has been extremely bearish. Price made a low in the markets. We had the first indication that anything underneath this level. Let me first remove this. How do I remove this? Okay, come here, remove. Okay, so we see that anything underneath this level, this was another strong level of support in the markets. So anything underneath that level is good for sales. Simple as that. So if price has the potential to come underneath this level, I'll be willing to take my sales because it's a very strong level of support. We have seen that price reacted off of that level and we had strong bullish momentum in the markets. So if price manages to cross above that level, underneath that level, then I'll be taking my sales. So why am I taking my sales here? Because as I've told you guys, price already failed to make a higher high. So if you come over here, okay, metric shapes, let me go to the path one. Okay, so it's that price came, pushed up, okay, and then made a new lower low. Okay, this was now the new lower low in the market. Okay, after that lower low, what happened? Price pushed again up to around here. It failed to break the previous high, otherwise that would have been another indication. And therefore, from that level, if price comes up underneath this level, we shall be able to take ourselves all the way back to the area of the lower low. Okay, so that's my pattern for now. Price failed to make a new higher high in the markets because we see that previously we had a higher high over here. This was a higher high in the markets. Okay, this area over here, price gave us a higher high in this area over here. So this was an area of what? Higher highs in the market, but price failed to break above it fully for the second time. The first time anything above that level was good for buys. Okay, but price only crossed that level briefly before we had another massive sell. That means there are strong sellers in the market in that area. Okay, yeah, there are strong sellers in the market in that area. So given that information, you can assuredly know that price is likely now to start selling. But now we don't just sell blindly, because the issue that most of us have is that we are not patient enough. Price can stop all the way up to here. Okay, he can just stop there and then continue pushing up because we already have the indication that price wants to buy. We already made a higher high, and now all we need is for price to continue with a bullish momentum. So let me first turn off this let me first remove most of these drawings so that I can show you clearly the path. Okay, so you see that anything above that level is good for buys because we have seen that that is an area of strong momentum in the markets. So what I will do, I will go to my session indicator. Okay, I'll go to my session indicator and I will turn on I will be turning on the London session so that you guys can see. Okay, so when I go to the London session, I realized that in the London session price was extremely bullish. Previously price was extremely bullish. It actually went all the way up to retest that area of resistance above. Okay, but now it's ready to sell. So where can someone take their sell entries in this market? The first area that you would have taken your sell entries is definitely not the area that you would expect, but we see that also we had a small area of support along the way. We want to sell underneath a support zone, okay, because that lets us know that they're weak. They were sellers in the market, but they were not able to hold price. So where are those areas where you can take your sales to? Okay, and pretty much on GBPSD, I don't really see much. I won't lie to you. Based on my analysis, I don't really see much. The only area that I'm looking forward to right now is this area over here. For the short term anyways, I'll just give you this area. You see this area over here? That's the one which I'm looking for. Let me just use an horizontal ray. Okay, so this is the area that I'm looking for. Once price breaks above the second time, I'll be taking my entries for buy. So if price comes above this area during the London session, I'll be taking my buy. So that's also another good area to add like a buy limit. Sorry, to add a watch, an alert. Okay, anything above that level is good for buy. So add alert at that area there. Yeah, and that's it. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. That's it for iCC right now, and as I've told you guys, always be patient with your entries. So also just to clarify something, when I'm trading iCC, I want to look at the swing highs and the swing lows, because those are the key areas where price is actually looking for liquidity and also orders. Okay, so for instance, also here we have another area of support which I had missed actually. You see this area of support over here? It's a strong area of support because price was able to be pushed all the way to the top. Okay, so once price breaks underneath this level, we saw that price broke underneath this level for the first time, and we had a massive push to the downside. If I go to my geometric shapes, okay, I go to the arrow. Okay, so we see that the first time that price came underneath this level, we had a strong massive sell to the downside. Let me make this red so that you guys can see it clearly. Still not visible. Oh, green is also not visible. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see it? Okay, so the first time that price came underneath this level of support, we had a massive sell towards this area over here. So if price manages to break underneath this level the second time, let me just clone this so that I can show you. So if price manages to clone underneath this level for the second time, so basically all I'm saying is that if price manages to come underneath this level another time, because we already have the indication that price wants to sell underneath this level, so if price manages to come underneath this level the second time, I'll also be taking my sales. But just look at how I'm trading based off of reactions. I'm not trying to predict that the market will go either side. All I'm trying to do is just see what the market is telling me, and then I go with it. Okay, I just go with what the market is telling me. So we know that underneath that level of support we are selling. Okay, so that's another area to add my limits. Okay, I'll add not a buy limit or a stop limit, but I'm just adding what they call an alert. An alert is telling me that price has reached my zone, and I can be notified when price reaches that zone. But as I've told you guys, I'll be holding. Perhaps I'll be waiting for the London session to start. Let me just go to my sessions here. London, I think London will be starting very soon. Yeah, London is going to be starting very soon. So let's wait a bit and see what London gives us. But as I've told you guys, if price goes above that level, either underneath the first level or above the second level, I'll be taking my entries, okay, for buys and sells, because price is currently undecided where to go. We have seen that we have already had a bearish structure break, but also we are having minor corrections in the market which give no direction. So it's a bit of a consolidation, and when you're trading consolidations, market can go both sides. That's why I'm selling and buying if price gives me an indication on both ends. That's it for GBP USD. I hope you guys love the analysis, and I hope you're learning a lot, because I've been trying to make as many videos as possible. At least before the end of the year, I wanted to make at least 100 videos for you guys just to watch, and you go back and analyze the whole thought process that I was thinking when I was trying to make these videos, the whole thought process behind the entries that I take. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope to see you guys in the next video. This is a bit of a long video. I'll be making longer videos so that I can explain most of this stuff, but hope to see you guys next week. Thanks a lot.